Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Bree from With Love Bree, and today I'm going to be doing a quick design team project share for Creative Mojo Studio or Wholesale Studio. I'll make sure to have her website linked down below, as well as my discount code. So if you just click on the link, my discount code will automatically be applied. So just go ahead and if you're interested, check her out. She has great prices, and with the discount on top of it, it's even better. She does a lot of sequins, and like she has other things like eyelets and beads. I'll make sure to have my design team unboxing listed down below as well, so that way you guys can see what I received, and you can even purchase that design team kit. Again, it's a super inexpensive kit, so just go ahead and check it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly show you guys what I created. I'm also gonna show you guys excuse me, the products that I did use for this project, just because I know I'll probably get some questions. So I did use a couple of dies from KS Craft. I used this Witch Boots die, and I just started playing with this. This was my first project created with this die, and while I was cutting, I realized that this wasn't cutting all the way, so some of the die is actually flat. I don't know if you guys can see that, so I'm kind of sad about that, that I got like a bad die, and they ran out, they sold out of this die as well, so I can't really return it, or else I have to wait for a while, and I just did not want to wait. So I had to improvise and use this die that has the laces cut out, and just kind of try to cut only the bottom part and the top part, because that's where it's all messed up. So anyway, yeah, I did use that die, and then I also used their Memory Decks box die. And the reason why is because I didn't want to make 3 of these, just because I felt like that's just too many. So I ended up coming up with another idea, and I felt like I can create something with more of her products, because I felt like I wanted to use more of her products so you guys can see how you can use a lot of her stuff instead of just using one thing. So I chose to use this Memory Decks box, and you'll see what I did to use some of the supplies she has in her shop to kind of up this. And yeah, so again, I wanted to try to use more than just one item from her shop, because that was kind of her her guideline was just to use one item, but I thought I'd try to use multiples. So from her shop, I did use the star eyelets, and as you guys can see, I did color some of them black. However, it was scraping off. I don't have my black spray paint with me, so I just decided to go with whatever colors that she had. I used the blue because I did use the Hey Pumpkin collection, and it does have, like, I'll show you guys, I have some of the chipboard here. It has like this blue, so it worked perfectly, as you guys can see, with that blue. So I used that, and I did use these sequins. I did use these beads in the dark teal color, and I'm going to use these, and I'll show you what I'm going to use this with. I also used one more thing from her package, and it was the actual packaging. So I will show you guys how I used even the packaging, because she has great packaging for your projects. So again, these are the items that I used, and these eyelets. So alright you guys, so the baby is waking up, so she might interrupt a little bit, but I'm going to try to get this going. So this is the project that I made. As you guys can see, I created a box. So first thing I'm going to show you, since we're going over the box, is the first item, which is the beads. So for the beads, I use these as feet. For the box, I use feet or beads for feet all the time. However, I did recently get into actually buying feet for boxes, because I just feel like it's so awesome. Like, oops, So like this one here, I started to use feet. I first started off with beads and I took the beads off and used these corners. But if you don't have those, you can use the beads that she sells on her website as feet. So here is how it looks. You just want to use the part where it's flat, which is where the hole is usually, just so that way it stays put. And to be honest, even with the holes showing, it really doesn't look bad because it's cohesive. So I did that on the 4 corners. As you can see, it helps it stand up. And so that's what I did with the beads. So you don't have to use these as like beads to string. You can use them definitely for other things. So what I did to decorate the box was I did create a window using one of the dies that comes in the die set. And I created a little frame with some of that copper or orange metallic paper that I got from Michael's. And it has this really pretty stitching. I really did want to stitch on this, but to be honest, I wanted to just get this done, so I turned to not do any stitching. Instead, I used some of this trim that I recently hauled, or well, I did haul, not recently, but it's this orange, really bright trim. Pom-pom trim, and I just went around the edges, and as you can see, it does cut out these circle parts so that way you can easily open up the box. So I just added that to the outer edge, and then I did do some clustering in the corner. So I did this ring here from Walmart. All I did was I just literally cut off the backing of the rings and just used it as like a little embellishment. And then I used some of those star sequins that I am in love with, and I've been using it since my Flourish videos. And then I used some of these stamens that are black. You can't really see them, but they're there, and they're just tucked right behind the spider. And I used some of this like iridescent thread from Hobby Lobby to just add some different kind of texture in the back here, as you can see. And I didn't make it look pretty because it's a spider, and I felt like it looked like kind of like a spider web. I also used black seesaw just for added texture, and also kind of looks like a spider web. It comes in a roll like this. And yeah, so that's what I did with the corner here. And here I just put Spooky using the thickers that actually come in the collection. So I used that to spell out Spooky, and it fit perfectly at the bottom. I really wanted some kind of like wording on this project, so that's what I did there. I was going to put it in the center, but I really wanted you to be able to kind of see what's in the inside. So that's how that looks, and I apologize if there's like that glare, but that's how it looks on the inside. I'll even zoom in so that way you guys can see it. And you can see my face kind of. But yeah, so that's how that looks. And I'm just going to zoom out again just that way. Alright. So on this corner, I picked up this die from Amazon. It is the Halloween bow die set, and it comes with a bunch of different bows. I will have a haul up of this probably after this video. I have a lot of hauls that I haven't posted yet, so hopefully I'll get those out soon. But yeah, I did some easy clustering here. I just created the bow. I added this large rhinestone from Michael's, which is this from this large set here. Again, I'll have a haul. And I just popped it up on a foam piece. I don't know if you guys can see. And then I even popped up the bow on a foam piece on the box, so that way it kind of is popping off from the box. And for the back of the bow, it is this spider web. Again, it's part of the die. And then here I just kind of made it look like a butterfly in a sense by putting a stamen here, and I just folded it in so that way there's two. I don't know if you guys can see them. And then I just ruffled up some of that iridescent twine or thread, and I just stuck it in the back. So that's how that looks, and I stuck a star behind just to make it cohesive, but that's how the front of the box looks. And here's the side. I love how the orange and the teal kind of go together. I would have never thought of putting those two colors together, but they work out really great. And again, that color is in the collection, so I try to use up a lot of it. I try to use up a lot of that color just because I don't really use it on the daily. So yeah, I definitely kind of went towards that color from her design team kit for my projects. So anyway, so once we open this, here's the inside. So it's just the window. And then here's the inside of the box. I just kept it plain. I was going to use pattern paper, but I felt like it looked really nice just plain black. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys what I did and what I used to create these witch boots. So I thought it'd be really fun to put in a box, kind of like you're getting a pair of shoes, you know? And so that's why I created only two. And for these, I did use these star eyelets. And then I also used, for added texture, these sequins, which are the really small iridescent white sequins. Alright, so I'll go ahead and take out each one of these. So I just want to show you guys first. So here is the packaging on the inside. Again, I went towards the teal color. This was part of her packaging that came in the design team kit. I actually even ordered a second order before I became part of the design team kit. So that was technically my first order that I purchased, and it comes with, her packaging comes with this shred. So I reused her packaging and used it for my own packaging purposes. So you can definitely reuse what she even has for her packaging. So that's what I did with that. I just stuck it in the inside of the box to help it raise the boots. So here's how they turned out. Alright you guys, so I have her here. Say hi. Hi. So she's here in my lap. I'm just gonna go quickly over what I did. Hopefully she'll last, because sometimes she starts to get a little like fidgety when we're sitting here for a long time. So here is the boot. This is how the first one looks. I just went straight with like black cardstock. What I did was I didn't use the die that cuts out the lace part, and I'll show you guys. I'm gonna have like a bunch of project shares because I have a lot of Halloween projects that I have done. But as you guys can see, there's this top layer here that has the laces cut out. So I didn't actually cut that out, and the reason why I didn't cut it out is just because I use the eyelets as the shoelace holes. So as you guys can see, the eyelets are here, and I used 3 of the eyelets. Yeah. I used 3 of the eyelets, and I used 2 of the blue ones and a gold one here. I try not to use the gold because this collection is like more of like silver, like that silver color. So that's why I tried not to use the gold. What happened? Are you explaining what we're using? Yeah? Are you explaining what we're using? Yeah, and then what I did was I used some of this crochet thread actually that I hauled from Hobby Lobby. I'll show you guys how the color looks just because it's like the perfect Halloween color. So it's like this orange color here. And I love this. Like this is like the perfect orange. It's like a burnt orange color. So it's not too like in your face, and it matches this bow perfectly. Again, I'll have a Michael's haul, but this bow is like a copper color. That's what they say it is, but it really looks more orange to me. So it goes perfectly with it. And then all I did was I kind of did it 4 times, so that way the laces looked a lot thicker. I don't know if you guys can see, I mean, from the bow you can tell I wrapped it a bunch of times. And so again, That's how the laces look. And this is how it looks. And then what I did was I actually took a piece of chipboard. And what I did with that chipboard was I die cut the boot. The back looks ugly because, you know, I didn't cover it because of the eyelets. If I try to cover this up with some cardstock, it's just going to be two-dimensional with the string and the eyelets. So I left it as it was. I mean, it is handmade, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, that's how it looks in the back. And so to decorate it, I just used my white gel pen to outline the black boot just to make it pop a little bit. And then I used a pom-pom as the top. Kind of looks like an elf shoe, but I just like how it looks. So I put it on the top of the witch toe. The witch boot toe. Chunky. And then what I did here was I clustered a couple of paper roses, and it's in this blue color and this terracotta color. I got those from Joann's, which I've hauled, and I love those flowers. Honestly, I kind of wish I bought more. And so yeah, I used those two colors. And then I also added some stamens, kind of like what I did to the front. I just added the same exact stuff. I did the stamens, I did the thread, the iridescent thread, and also that the seesaw mesh in the black. I don't know if you guys can see. There's like black mesh right here. Alright guys, so I have her down in her rocker, but I'm just gonna because I know she'll start talking. I did a haul, and she was just talking throughout the whole haul. Alright, so yeah, so I think I was I left off with my first boot, and basically I just did the exact same kind of clustering with the thread, the stamens, and the seesaw mesh. I did use a flower from Hobby Lobby, which are these ones, which I have hauled. And I did add that, and I just fluffed up the corners just so that way it kind of matched up with these dimensional flowers. Alright, and then I just picked these up from Walmart, and I used those spiders here. I used one of them here. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it, but it's here sticking up on the flower. It looks like it's kind of climbing up. I didn't want it to be flat, so I made it look like it was climbing, and then I just used a little label that is from this pattern here, which I have hauled from scrapbook.com, and I just hand cut one of those and just put it on there that says witches, because of course it's a witch boot. This die here I hauled, and it is a die from Amazon, and it's just a cobweb die, and I just stuck it to the back, and then I added this black pom-pom trim, which I hauled as well with the orange one, and I just stuck it on the top for added texture and to kind of give it that lacy look. And that finishes off the first boot. For the second boot, I used a piece of pattern paper. Again, I backed it onto some chipboard. I did go around the edges of the chipboard before putting the pattern paper on top with some Distress Oxides in black soot, just because I wanted to make sure the edges kind of looked like they weren't chipboard, but I mean, if you look at the back, it is. For this one, I did use all blue, just because it does have a pattern and it has that silver. I didn't want the gold and the silver to clash, so I used all the blue. Same thing I used. So I used 4 strings to create the laces for the witch boot. And as you can see, I tied it. And I made sure to organize it to where it doesn't look messy, you know, and crossed over with each other. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're like lined up next to each other here. Just so that way, you know, it looks clean and the laces look all nice, because I'm a shoe head, I'm a sneaker head, and I love lacing shoes and making sure that they are nice. So there's that. I did use some of this Pearl Liquids White Opal to go around the shoe to make it pop a little bit more. And again, the pattern paper I used has that like silver iridescence. Alright, and then the same thing for this one. I just basically layered. I did a light blue paper rose. I did a Hobby Lobby flower at the bottom of that. I just removed the rhinestone. And then I used that cobweb. She's like, what? Why are you telling me shush? But yeah, anyway, so I used that orange cobweb. I had two die cuts, so it worked perfectly. And I just put it all behind those 3 layers. Again, with the spider, I just had it look like it was climbing up against the rose. And then this, Kalea. Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. Yeah, and then this here says potions, just like that one says witches. And then, again with the black seesaw mesh and the stamens. The stamens are on here. Yeah. And then that's how that looks. So you guys can kind of see all the layers here. I apologize for the baby noises, guys. I love it, but I know sometimes it can be a little overwhelming having 2 things at the same time happening. But yeah, I'll have pictures of these on my Instagram. But I did do the tip again of the toes with the pom-pom. This time here though. Okay. So, yeah, last but not least, what I did was I just added pom-poms to the top. Literally, these pom-poms are from Hobby Lobby, and I just used those, so just these. I didn't use any trim. I just created a top with the pom-poms, and that's how that one looked. So these two together look like this. I know they're not matching. I said that it's like a box with, you know, like you're opening up a box of shoes, but I thought it would be fun to have... Kalea. I thought it'd be fun to have two different kinds of embellishments for her to use. Because I'm gonna gift this. I'm gonna give this to a pen pal. Give this to a pen pal. So she's yelling now. So she really wants my attention. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that to her. But this is basically it. So I'm gonna put this in with that. Oh my God, you're so funny. Okay. So I got her in my arms, but per usual, I usually work with one hand when I'm doing videos, when I'm showing you guys stuff. But with these sequins, I don't know if you guys can see, they're different than these ones. But for the sequins, I did use them on the witch's boots. I didn't show you guys that. You guys can see there's like little sequins there. That's the rhinestone, but there are sequins hidden in the boot. Sorry if you hear her breathing. But yeah, so I did use those sequins as extra like texture on the boots. But what I wanted to do with this, so here's another idea that you can use some of her products. You can use the sequins as like packaging too. So I'm gonna just basically, hi, she's just staring at me to talk. I'm literally going to take some in between my 2 fingers, kind of like pinching salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle some of these on here, just so that way there's some like sprinkle or like sparkle in the packaging. And then your pen pal can actually reuse, you know, your packaging and stuff. So you can see it adds that like that extra oomph. And then when you cover it, so this is the real test. Can I do this with one hand? If not, okay, cool. So yeah, so as you can see, there's like sparkle in there from her sequins. These sequins are so awesome, you guys. Like, it seriously like adds that extra sparkle into your packaging. So this is how it looks. Again, I'll have some pictures on my Instagram just because the glare is not really giving this project any justice. But I really do hope that you guys enjoyed the project share, because the baby she woke up perfect timing. But yeah, again, I'll have some photos on my Instagram of this whole project, and probably some close-ups of the witch's boots in a separate post. So yeah, definitely if you don't follow me, I'll have my Instagram link down below. It's in my link tree, so if you guys can't find like an Instagram link, it's because you have to actually click on the link tree. I usually link that at the end of my description box, so you just have to scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll find it there. I'll also have the website link down below with my code, so that way you guys can save some, you know, some coin and get some good stuff, because she does have great deals. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the project share and hearing baby Kalea once again, and we will talk to you guys in our next video. Bye!